The other big trial involving money is Sam Bankman-Fried. And he testified in his own defense.
Big mistake.
Unless you really have it well choreographed, it is a big mistake. Here's Albert with a little background on what happened.
On Tuesday, the prosecution focused on Sam Bankman-Fried's actions in the weeks and months before FTX imploded last year. When asked if he had fired anyone once he discovered the company had misappropriated $8 billion in customer funds, Bankman-Fried replied, no. Prosecutors also questioned why he didn't tell anyone to stop spending customer deposits, to which he responded, quote, I deeply regret not taking a better look into it.
The problem is he's saying what he did was a mistake. What everyone else is saying is no. You knew what you were doing.
CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman says Bankman-Fried's decision to take the stand may work against him.
The jurors may stop considering first the government's evidence and will really be looking at one question. Do we believe Sam Bankman-Fried?
Earlier this week, the prosecution took aim at Bankman-Fried's credibility, using his own words against him numerous times during cross-examination, including private messages with a reporter where the crypto billionaire said his support of industry regulations was, quote, just PR, followed by expletive regulators. Bankman-Fried seemed flustered at times as well, often saying he couldn't recall key events, which appeared to frustrate the judge.
The jury watched the judge interrupt Sam Bankman-Fried's testimony to remind him to answer questions clearly.
If the judge is reprimanding Sam Bankman-Fried, even simply to say, you're being evasive, answer the question. What the jury takes from that is that the judge is saying to them that the defense is not the party to trust.
Right. Now, closing arguments begin this morning, and then it's up to the jury. If convicted,
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, he could go to prison for a very long time. Thank you, a person with a faint British accent. The deal with Bankman-Fried is that he was doing a lot of PR for FTX along the way, magazine covers and big business conferences. He was a big deal. I mean, look, let's face it, billions of dollars in just siphoned off money is what we're talking about. They siphoned off a bunch of investment money over to that Alameda research place, which was run by his folks. The whole thing is really dirty. And you realize, this is why people hate tech bros. Because this guy was all show and no go. But the show was so good that money just flowed into his fund. And he was hanging out with Tom Brady, and he was donating to political campaigns, and he was moving, offshore and living offshore, this kind of decadent life, or at least this bohemian lifestyle. I mean, had it been legit, had you not siphoned off funds, it might have been sort of just unconventional and passable. Instead, it's fraud. I mean, it's fraud, and you were stealing. So it doesn't look good for Bankman-Fried. I'd suggest that there's a general, and you can tell me if you agree with me, I don't know. But I think there's a general disposition that's negative toward these tech bro billionaires who then run afoul of the law. If you end up in front of a jury, I guess and I understand they do voir dire and they choose their jurors, and the consistency of the jury is something that is very well scrutinized by both sides. But I'd suggest that there's just a basic negative disposition that one has toward billionaires who seem to defraud. Same thing you found with Theranos, right?
You think that, though, that the punishment for this one, usually I'm the one saying the punishment is too light, right? But could be life in prison for Sam Bankman-Fried because of the, amount of money stolen, the law is broken. This could be a life sentence.
Yeah. I'll tell you what bothers me about the life sentence thing. It's not the life sentence. What bothers me is that there's an asymmetry between the life sentence that is doled out because he's stolen billions of dollars, and then somebody else in San Francisco who is found guilty of, multiple repeat assaults and violent crimes who, gets 2 years and then is washed back out into the system.
Right.
There's just a disconnect between the stealing of a lot of money, read white collar criminal, and violent criminal. This is my sense of it. It's just not fair to those of us who fear violent crime and feel that violent crime should be handled in a very stern way in our communities. And so I don't mean to make it all about violent crime, but it's just weird. So they're ready to send this guy away, and I get it. It's billions of dollars. I'm not suggesting that he shouldn't, go rot. But there's another part of the legal system and the criminal justice system which doesn't seem to provide the same kind of stern treatment of those who are guilty of violent crime.
Yeah.
So that's my issue. Yeah. But I also don't know how this is going to go down. I mean, look at this in the is Spencer saying, is you talking about this guy will serve 2 years? I mean, it's possible some deal is made, I don't know.
Right.
But it is true. When you steal from rich people, if you steal from enough rich people, and certainly if you steal from the government, they're going to come after you, and they're going to come after you hard. And the penalties are serious. So anyway, that's what's happening in a couple of high-profile trials that do involve money on this Wednesday. And I also... Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.